morning, YouTubers. Today we're doing a feature wall. Let me take you around the back. By the way, like and subscribe. Just when you thought it was safe, the man does a happy dance again. Keep watching, it's at the end. Morning everybody, Scott again, Tidy Bricks Landscaping. Back on the project I did a couple of months ago of a patio with a deco border. We're back today, we're doing a feature wall. As you can see behind me, that deco there. Well, there's 4 block pillars on this job. One either end, and one there and one behind me, but they're not even. They're not even. I got to take them down, rebuild them evenly. Then the deco tile you see there, that's going to be glued to the actual pillar. So we've got 4 pillars. I've got to glue 4 of those to the pillars, and then we're going to be putting a nice bullnose coping on the top, which is up there. I'll bring it over in a second, and dry stack walling in between the gaps. So it's going to be a feature wall, this one. It's going to be a little bit different to normal patios. So I'll just grab the dry stack walling. You can have a look. Oh, give me a camera. Turn yourself around. Yeah, this stuff. Oh, balls. Oh, I nearly cracked the cup. Oh, God, glad I didn't break that. Oh, got it all over me, though. So, yeah, this dry stack walling stuff. Not that colour, it's a different colour we're going to be using. We're going to be using a colour similar to the Cassatra slate, which is underneath me. And I wish this camera would stop flipping doing that. Right, so I'm going to walk this way. Camera, follow me. Follow my mush. So, I got my Zoe set up here as well. Because if you might remember, when I did the patio before, I mitered all the edges. Just because my saw can do it, so I thought I'd do it. So we'll continue that on here. We're going to miter all of the tiling on the wall, just to give it that extra little bit of snazziness. I don't have to. It'd be a lot quicker if I didn't. But I like it because you guys like watching it. So I'll spin around and give you a closer look exactly what's going on. All right, back in a bit. Yeah, 1 pillar, 2 pillar, 3 pillar, 4. Sounds like a song. So the 2 pillars either end, I've got to extend out to 1 block's width. That one there and that one there, as you can see as I pan back, it's not central. It's miles off from central. So the 2 of them I got to move, looking at it now, about a foot to the right. So we got to whip them off, but that's what the deco's that's gonna be right up the pillar. So that'd be quite cool. And then we got bullnose, slate bullnose to go on the top, and then regular pieces along there. I got to take this wall up an extra foot in height so it matches that. So this pillar here, for instance, let me grab one of these. We're using this Perfect stuff. So they'll get drilled to the wall. Wall ties stick out. I can add exactly what I need to add. And as soon as I've done that, then I've got to whip off the bottom of that brickwork. I got to take and I've got to lower that a little bit, because we're having 1 piece go in the full length of the patio. So I got to zip those down, and 1 going across, and then the dry stack wall and then going up it. So we don't have to worry about the dry stack wall for now, because I haven't got it. So I got to take down these pillars. So we take these pillars down as quick as possible. Hopefully as quick as that. And I've taken it off. I hear ringing in my ears. Best put these on. So there we go, that's all cleared off, pillars are gone. I've marked out where the pillars are going to go. So this outside edge, this is going to be the edge of the deco tile. That's going to be the blockwork. Same again here, that's the blockwork. That's the edge of the tile. So I got 30mm gap in between the tile and the blockwork. That should give me enough room to prime, slurry, cement and stick. So we've got the wall tie starter kits on. They're all up. Happy days. So that's where the pillars are going. So the next step is cutting miters. Because my saw can do it, sod it, let's do it. It's gonna add so much more time, I must admit. But yeah, I got it set up now. So we're gonna miter that lot behind me. Oh God, this bit's gonna be fun. I just started off the groove. If my mate Matty was here, Matty Brockstone, he wouldn't even need a table store. So man v machine. I bet on Matty. What I can't do with this, if it was more than 45 degrees, if it did a 50-degree angle, I could get the ends a little bit tighter. So when you're manually doing it, you can go a little bit more than 45. But yeah, fair play. He's a bloody star. There you go, people. One nice miter. Testing testicles, testing testicles. Wall tie starter kits on. Time for me to start laying blocks. So, well, we got a pillar each end. So normally you'd run a string line going down it and stick your pillars to that. But the wall got a bit of a warp in it. So I won't be doing that. I'll just be building her up plumb. So I just started building the wall now. So I got my wall tie starter kit. So I just pulled these off the wall, off here. You see, they're all stuck on there. So I just peeled two of them off. One in the joint there, one in the joint there, and it can't come loose, it's solid. So they're in position, that'll keep the wall together. So I'll lay a block and move up and up and up and up. So it's nice not to be using sharp sand for a change. Always patios are in sharp sand, but this is all in builder's sand. So the ratio for this is 5 to 1. Right, grab a block. And plonk the block on top. Run your eye down the corner so you've got a general idea if it's plumb or not. Scrape off a bit of that, bit of that. Right. Spit it level down the wall. I suppose if I lift it up, you could tell if I'm plumb or not. Right, let's tap it down. Let's pull the top over a little bit. There we go. Check the size. I cut myself on something sharp, my finger's bleeding. Always the same. Alright, didn't see if it was plumb, did you? Well, here we go. Let's just double check myself. There you go, nice and plumb. Nice and plumb. So what I'm not doing here is I'm not filling up this joint. I'm not filling that up with cement yet. Not until this has gone off. The problem is, if I was to fill this up with cement now, then it might push it forward and be out of plumb. Then you're beating the hell out of it to try and get it back, but you can't because you've got cement in it. So I'll build it up like this for now. The wall ties are going to hold it nice and straight anyway, nice and tight. For tomorrow I'll come back and I'll fill up the middle. I don't want to chance it pushing it out. Makes sense, doesn't it? Right, onwards and upwards. So last course on this pillar. Snap these things off. Put them in. Then I've just got the two ends then. They're not full blocks, they're certain size cuts. So I'll show you the nice stuff. And I'll do the crappy stuff on my own. Tell you what, I was getting flipping hot. Oh, last week or wherever it was, when it was in the 30s, I mostly stayed at home. Sod that. Way too hot. I just sat in the house with a fan next to me all day. No way I was going out in that weather. Alright, so let's plumb that way. Check the face. This way so I'm not in front of the camera. And yes, you just saw me hit my level. Yeah, when I was doing my YTS training, the instructor was always going, "Baker, stop banging your level." And my answer was, "It's my level." I have always still hit it. Oh, I know you're not supposed to. You're supposed to do a lot of things. You're supposed to eat a lot more vegetables. That's not going to happen either. What do you think, I am a rabbit? Cool, there we go. So they're the two main ones in the centre. Like I was saying, I'll let this go off, and tomorrow then I'll fill up all that. Because I filled it up now, and it started leaning over this way a bit. There's no way in hell I'm going to get it plumb again. So we'll make sure it's plumb, and then we'll do that bit after. Makes perfect sense. Right, I'm going to have a cup of tea. Anyone fancy a cup of tea? I'll go stick the kettle on. I would put my camera up on a tripod, but it's going to get all the wind. So if this doesn't pan out too good, when I do the next row above it, then we'll do some proper filming then. But otherwise, I'm using 5mm spacers underneath just to get my height and to get my levels. I believe this one is nice and level. Let me just stick my boat level on it. There we go, nice and level. If it's nice and level, then it should be nice and plumb. So yeah, I got a couple of spaces underneath to get to that height. I'll put a bit of cement under the tile as well, and then prime the wall, prime the back of the tile, wettish mix then in between the two. Nice sandwich. I don't have my Marshall's primer with me today, so I'm trying out this Pave Tough. As long as it says what it does on the tin, it should be all right. I just made the slurry. Let's get this on the wall. This is the height I'm going to. Go to that height there, so I'll slurry everything from there. A wettish cement then in between. You don't want dry, because you want to be able to squish it into it. Alright, let's get some on the tile. Hopefully you're not getting too much wind. That does spoil things. Definitely not the same type of stuff as I normally use. But yeah, cement at the end of the day, mate. Right. Nice dollop of that all over it. Cover as much area as possible. Right, some cement. Doesn't have to be loads. I don't want it to be too thick, because it'll only just find its way out. So probably less than 10mm worth of cement on here, I would say. Oh, I just realised something. I bought a trowel for this. Bear with me, people. Ta-da! I knew somebody would have asked, why don't you use one of these? that, oh yeah. Forgot I bought one. So this will evenly move it around. Time to pick it up, put it on. Right, so I put a bit of cement on the bottom, drier cement I put on the bottom, otherwise it'll just sink too much. Right, let's pick up this bad boy. Yeah. Right, balance it on my foot. Don't want to balance it on its edges because they're mited. Yeah. So that's pretty much where I want that to go. Okay, in front of the camera. Sorry about that. Right, let's grab my rubber mallet. Just try bang it down. Lovely, perfectly level. So let's just get it to the wall now. That is good as solid. So similar procedure now with these. To get it on, put spacer underneath it if you need a spacer to get it level. That's good timing. Yeah, a bit of cement at the bottom, prime the back of the wall, prime the back of the tile, cement in between, tap taps. So floor's prepared again. I got a spacer there which I need for height. So let's prime this up. Let's prime this bad boy up. Yeah, nice and thick. I shall doll it there in the corner as well. Right, so I'm going to stick some on the back of the tile now as well. Right, get the stuff on here. Nice and generous. The amount of slurry. Because at the end of the day, this is one of the main ingredients to actually stick it down. Right. Cement on top of there. This one isn't as important to use the other trowel for this one. There's only a small piece. Right, let's turn the camera around. Right, pick up the tile and plonk it on. Right, this should be level. Almost. Down a little bit at that end or up a bit this end. Actually, this end needs to be up a bit more just so it's on the same gauge mark with this pattern. Let's have another spacer. Try that out. Spot on. Right. Just move it now nice and close to this joint here. I want to try keep that joint around 5mm-ish. Actually, it's the same size joint here as I want as the divider between the tiles. So that looks good. Double check level. Good. Rock and roll. So just keep working my way down here now. I'm definitely not going to be putting any more on top of it today, that's for sure. I want that to go off solid before I come back and have another go. So I'm pretty much only doing the bottom row today. And when I come back, it'll be solid. If I put another one on top of it now, I might be pushing the boat out. Could bend, could twist. So, don't want to chance that. Not worth it. Right, crack on. Good morning, everybody. Monday morning. I just put an extra course of blocks on the top. And I just put the first double stack over there. So I'm going to show you this one. I'm going to stick this one up. And I cannot afford to chip any of them because I've literally got it down to the individual square. Wish me luck, I don't bugger one up. Testing testicles, testing testicles. Right, let's get this puppy on like I just said as well. I've got exactly enough down to the last square. So I cannot afford to bugger one up. I did actually ask the other day, do they have any other spare? They haven't got any till September. So, good luck me. Right, I'm going to lava this stuff on much thicker, not using that brush anymore, that one good. Okay, that bit done. So yeah, I'm using these spacers. And ones I'd normally use for porcelain. But these are going to go on top of this bit. I'm going to put 4 of them on, I don't want them to slip. So I go one either end. One there, and one there. Right, prime the tile. Suppose you want to see that bit too, don't you? Right, splash some of this round. Yeah, I don't want to put this stuff on too thick. Tight is right, as they say. Right, almost there. I'll use my my other trowel then with the notch, with the notches in it. Okay, all nice and even. Even Stevens. Please work, please work, please work. Here comes the stressful bit. Picking her up and balancing it on the end. Oh, God. I don't deal with stress. I hate stress. Stress sucks. And this is stressful. Right, get rid of that chair. Right, hopefully plonk it on there. Let's get my rubber mallet ready as well, so as soon as it's on, I can tap it in. Oh, there she is. Lots of people ask me about my mallet. Well, it's knackered. I don't know what it was, but it was quite good actually, because that was a soft end and that was a harder end. I'm gonna look into getting a new one. Can't remember what it was called. I'd given it to me by another Marshall's landscaper. I did him a favour. Right, blah blah blah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is gonna suck. Right. Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to spin it around in my head. I just noticed the other end would have been the same pattern as that one there. Right. Do not chip, do not fall off. Bosh. Right. Right, that should be sticky enough. Not fall off. generally around the area. Just so it definitely sticks. Right, take my hands off. Here. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Right, so gotta plumb this edge up now, make sure. I don't think I even need to plumb it. I'm square with the edge there, and square with the edge there. Spaces are on it. Could move it if I wanted. But we'll plumb it. We'll plumb it there. That's lush. That's really good. Right, and just for the hell of it, down there. Oh wow. Not 100% plumb, but F all on a big ship. Or sod all on a big ship. Just millimetre maybe. Right. I'm happy with that. Cool. Voila. So next bit I gotta quickly do is I gotta clean that joint up there. Let's get a bit of fresh water on that. There we go. Voila! 2 more big ones to go over there. Then I'm gonna stick the bottom in. Then I'm gonna do these. And then if I got enough time, this wall here where the pillar was before, I'm actually gonna prime it. And I'm going to re-render it because the dry stack walling's going against there, which apparently is coming today, which is great news. Solid as a rock, and now it's... Don't know the next line. Oh, talking of dancing, I might do my dad dance at the end of this. I know it's a little bit weird, I don't have to, it's a bit strange. Why is that fella dancing? Gotta have a bit of fun, in you? Right, enough blah blah blahs. I'm going that way. Right, next one's prepared. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Oh, so awkward to pick up. What's the best way to pick this up? Right, I checked the pattern already and it looks okay. And push. Oh yeah, getting good at this now. Right, let's give it a couple of taps first. It's definitely not going to fall off with my mallet. Where's my mallet? I'm losing my mind. Okay. Couple of taps there. Evenly tap it. Lush, 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 lush. I think I just did that in slow-mo. Do it again. Right, let's prime this bad boy up. clean off any junk off there. That has to be spotless. Okay, happy with that. Spin this puppy round. You spin me right round, puppy, right round, like a record baby, right round, round, round. All right, whoop. Okay, game on. Yeah. Nice and delicate. Cannot afford to chip any of these things. Tell you what, if I do say so myself, it looks really good. It's literally taking me an extra day to do this edge here. I haven't charged anybody, I didn't even price for it. You can't price for some things. You tell somebody, oh, I could do that for an extra couple of £100. They just look at you and go, nope. So I could have done it the quick, easy way and just butted it up. But I wouldn't have been able to have done this lovely edge. So sometimes you just got to do it. Even though you're not getting paid to do it. Right, let's grab it and show you. The camera work. So yeah, nice and tight. Same down there, same on this one. Hopefully you're seeing a good angle, because I ain't not seeing anything. Guesstimating. Whoosh. So, 2 more of those to do, but there. Yeah, onwards and upwards. Tuesday morning, and I'm doing the sides. Where's my finger? There it is there. So I'm cutting those now to go up the reveal on the inside. Almost. Tell you what's really handy with this saw, this Zoe, is this extension table. Because I've just got to nip 1 square off the end. There's so much dangling off the side, it would fall off and break. But yeah, that table, I must admit, does come in handy. So, sticking these ones on now. Almost there, got them all cut. God, it's taking forever to do these cuts. Well, anyway, blah, blah, blah. Right, so, because these are 45 degree angle cuts, you cannot have any burrs, any little bits sticking out, otherwise it's going to open the joint up a bit. So there is a bit of a burr on there, so I'm going to get that off first with a little grinder. Right, okay, volume come back. Okay, so that's good now, that feels nice. The tile itself I've got going on there. The saw only goes so far through, there's always a little bit left. So I just squared that piece up now. So, right, let's introduce it, check to see the size first. Right, so the depth's good. That's pretty good there as well. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. So I'm going to stick some primer up the blockwork first. Primer on there, about 10 mil of cement, and stick it in. So the back of the wall's primed, towel's primed, cement on it, pick it up. Make sure all this stuff is off there. Right, wish me luck. And I got another little tip I picked up from Matty. What I'm going to do next. Genius. Right, let's get it level first. Certainly not the easiest thing to do in the world. Right, just got to pull this bottom bit out a little bit. Okay. That's good. Right, this is the bit I picked up from Matty. Bit of gaffer tape. Stick it on there. As soon as I saw the video of him doing that, I thought, that's a bloody good idea. I shall copy you. Nice one, Matty. That's why you're one of the best. Voila. So that should hold it nicely. So I'm going to do the bottom row first. then I'm going to go back and stick the one on top of it. But it's going in quite well, actually. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Right. Next. Right, stick another one on. This one's all primed and everything ready. School by error. Didn't put any cement at the bottom. Start again. Some I'm liking more than others. This one I like even more. Flash. That's a nice line, that one. Right. Put a couple of supports on it. Should every little helps. Right, one more small one to go over there, then full tile above that. Lash. Should hold my belly in. There we go. I'll walk around like that more often. That'll come up the last one now to put on. So primed up, that's ready. 2 little spacers. Same old, same old. Pop that on. Oh, I tell you what, glad to get this stuff done. This has been hard work. Really has. I've just been adding up the days I've been doing it. Been forever. Right, ignore that. It's all about the edge. And that looks nice. It's quite tight, this one. Right. Let's put this on it so it don't go anywhere. Good thinking, Batman. That's all I gotta say about that idea. Yeah. Oh. What a palaver that was, just to get a joint down there. If I would have gone that way, butted up a tile against that way, would just been a joint down there. So all that extra effort, instead of having a joint there, just have a joint there. Was it worth it? Because it's taken, it's probably added 2 days, easy. 2 days and a lot more noise. Oh well, let's not moan about it. Let's get ready to do the dry stack walling. That's the next bit. So, finally got the cladding done. Now we're sticking this stuff on. Yeah, so this is slate Verta, which is the closest colour to the Cassatra slate. So it should all blend really nicely. So what I've got is, I've got this Seeker primer from Marshall's. It comes with the tiles. And then you get this EBT, which is the glue then to actually stick on the back of the tile. So yeah, I started off this morning because it would have been tricky putting my brush back and forth in here. So I got an old Daz thing there, poured the actual primer into it, but started burning holes in the bottom. So that was no good, so I just borrowed this from the customer. I can stick the primer in there, paint the wall. So what we've got to do first, we've got to paint the wall with the primer, paint it on the back of the tile, and then glue this stuff to that. So the procedure is, when you're doing it, when you're gluing it, you don't glue right up to the edge. You pretty much only glue in the middle 3 strips. Because when you push it against the wall then, it'll move up and it'll come a little bit higher up. Last thing you want is anything coming over the top. Let me turn around so you got that side of it. Yeah, you don't want any glue coming through there. So yeah, really simple procedure. Paint the primer on the wall, paint it on the back of the tile. It's like doing normal tiles I was doing down here. Primer, 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 sticks everything like glue. So I just had a cup of coffee delivered to me. I'll drink that, then we'll start priming. So each tile comes that shape. What I've just done, I've trimmed off this edge here. Here's one I prepared earlier. Love that, Blue Peter. Yeah, so I squared this edge up so that'll stick nicely up against the back of the wall. Right, let's prime it up, stick it on. So when I'm painting this stuff on as well, I don't want to put it on too thick, because some of these gaps actually in the tile, the filler, sorry, the primer can find its way through and end up on the front, and then you've got a stain. So I'm going for 4 rows, not going right to the end, just keeping a little bit short of that. So when I push it on, this will squeeze up anyway. Couple of firm pushes. You definitely don't want to be using a hammer because it will break. Just firmly push it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So what am I going to do now? Rather than doing what I did on the last one, just trim off that edge, I'm going to stagger the joints. I'm going to have different size pieces. If I was to keep that same pattern, just trimming off that end like that last one, you should, with a trained eye, you will see the joint every time. Customers don't always see it, but I see it and I don't like it. So I'm staggering it by different size joints. I'm going to put this one up first. So this joint here will be different along there, a little bit more random. It's always a better way of doing this stuff. So now we come to this end. Now I have to put a cut in it. So whatever the cut is, you just have to do that accordingly. I'm going to cut a small piece there, little bits to go in there, then that one. So one down, another one to start, a little bit more prepping with some rendering. I got to dub out a couple of areas, but yeah, looking good. Right, let's start off with a bit of this. There we go. Much better. So 2 sections done, bish and a bosh. I had to dub out that corner, top left. I had to dub that corner out earlier because yeah, the wall was a bit wobbly. So I sorted that bit out. Stick the last bit in there tomorrow. Hang on, breathe in again. Oh, stick the last bit in there tomorrow. Bring some trestles round. Put the coping on and another course of bricks to go behind the top, because you can see here you gotta get a brick in there. Take it up, and then that's obviously going to carry the coping. So until then, that's a wrap. Bish and bosh. So that's that finished. So if you've enjoyed the video so far, you can stick around if you want, because I'm going to put these copings on the top. I've just cut them to go around there, so we're going to put the ones on the pillars first, then we're going to cut the tiles in between. So I'm plonking them on now, the top pieces. I've just had dimensions given to me by the customer. So what we're using to cement them down is we're using the Marshall's primer. Tight is right, it'll never come off. Testing testicles. So the actual main copings are on. So I just laid this out dry. So what I'm going to do to these tiles here, I'm going to cut a groove out, a drip groove, all the way down here. So when it does rain, water does drip down. It'll go down the groove and not down the face of the actual slate itself. So that's what that groove looks like. That should stop any water dripping down the face and do its job properly. So there we go. Hopefully you can see the groove. That'll help any water from dripping down the wall. So that did its job well. So there we go, everybody. One completed feature wall. I know the top right hand side I'm 2 copings short, but that's okay. I've got that sorted out for Monday. Let's see how these panned out. Tight, tight, tight. Yep. I am happy with that. That turned out really well, but it could have been better. So there we go. Yeah, like I just said, always could have been better. Quite ironic, actually. As I was just finishing up, Matty put a video up on YouTube showing him doing some miters. And he had one tool I didn't have, which I am going to get if I'm going to do this again. It's like a buffer pad, like on a 4-inch blade for a disc cutter, an attachment to it, and it can rough up and smooth up edges. That's one thing I never had on this one. So that is lesson learned. Always make sure you got the right tools first, and I didn't. But I think I did a good job of it though. So hopefully you've enjoyed what I've done on this with the miters. I have learned a lesson on this one. I didn't have every tool I needed, but I think I've done a good enough job with it, but can do better. You can always do better. As long as you keep pushing yourself, you can achieve better things. Just seek the advice first. And a lot of people ask me for advice first. Absolutely fine with that. So this is all wrapped up. Van's wrapped up. Time for me to go. Enjoy the happy dance.
Jag är Peter och kommer runt 3 personer som tar över. Jag är med sig